Okay, so I just answered Zeus Canon, and I just noticed that there was something wrong. I think this is pretty important to show you guys too, because sometimes you can just find an error, you know, and you'll find that all the time. I made it as easy as I could, but the Zeus Cannon is the weapon that I gave to the GDI Canon, the GGDV comp. So we go to GGDV comp, and you go to primary, and obviously I made a little mistake here. So we got to change that to Zeus Cannon. So make sure you do that. I also recommend the little tool Everything. You can just download it on 99.com. It's just 99.com right there. Just get everything real quick, because you can really quick just search for everything. So we need to go to the GDI Canon file right here, and then you can change that if you need to. So let's change it into, make sure we do it right. It's got two ends. So copy that one, put it right there. Ctrl+S is save. So you can close that one. Yeah, let's fix that. There we go. All right, and that should do it. All right, so we entered the Zeus Cannon, and now the Civil Fusion Power Plant, and this one also belongs to the XDX pack 2020 XDX. So we'll just put all the civilian buildings, so they're all in there. All right, so that's in there too. So we're good to go now with all the buildings that we've entered in the red Tiberium tree. So we made sure that's in there too. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna make this one capturable, and when this one's captured, this one is gonna be available. So there's a lot of things that come with that. First, we're gonna make sure this one is powered off, because it's gonna be owned by neutral, and since neutral is gonna attack everybody, we're gonna have to have this powered off, otherwise it's gonna attack you. So we could have this set to special. That's actually easier. You know what? Yeah, let's do that actually for now. Yeah, let's turn this special. Where's special? Right there. Okay. And what I like to do sometimes too, just to make it easier, is just save the map and then open the map. Xgrinder altered. Open your map, and then find the ID 40 that you just turned special. So ID 40, which is under structures, and you go to 40 right here, and then you can see that you turn this one to special, and then all the GGDV comp here, you can simply change that to special by putting special in your clipboard and holding Alt, your left Alt, and then you can select the column, and then you can paste with Ctrl+V and do that under all the GGDV comp. This is a really easy trick. You can do the same thing with attached triggers. It's really easy. All right, I'll show you more this stuff later in other chapters. Sorry, my nose is very stuffy. And then after you save it, make sure you reload it. That's the big thing about this. You really don't want to mess up your work. Best thing about Notepad though is that when you make a change, when you make a little change and you save it, it asks, do you want to reload it, because it's been changed, and then you just press yes. But in this case, I'm going to press no and save this one and reload this one, because I just made a little change, just to show you guys how easy it is. Or just press Ctrl+Z, that works. That works too. Alright guys, so I'm almost there. First I want to make sure I want to have the nice weapon, because I just realized that I have the GDI Canon ones. So we entered the GDI Canon, this one, but I think, let's see, this one, big Saturn cannon, is the same one, but it has like a railgun laser. Yeah, it's the same one, GGDV comp, but it has like Saturn railgun part. So it's called Saturn. Originally, it's called the Saturn gun. So it's already changed. So let's go back to GDV comp and make sure it's not buildable. Tag level -1. If you go to prerequisite, yeah, GA tag, that's construction yard. So we don't. Oh no, wait, K tag is a GDI tag center, so we should not be able to do that. So now it's unbuildable, and let's also make sure this one doesn't have too much power, of course. It's called the CIF FPP. CIF FPP. Let's see. It has 150 power now. Let's just like give it 5 power. Shouldn't make much difference. All right, let's start making the trigger. So new trigger. Let's call this one power 1. Let's just call that one power 1. Entered by spawn 1. All right, let's make all these triggers owned by house neutral. And because it's going to be a repeating trigger, because you can, when somebody captures it, you can recapture it. It's going to have to be 2 repeating. Events is entered by, of course, easy peasy. Entered by 50, spawn 1. If you click it, they will already go to spawn 1. And then change house, which is 14. Change house, spawn 1 too. Spawn 1. So that's easy. And because we use the repeating one, you always got to make sure you close it with disabling its own trigger. So always make repeating triggers disable its own trigger, just to make sure there's not going to be any crashes. All right. So this one wants to enable another trigger, which we're going to make right now, which we call canon 1 owned by spawn 1. Let's also turn this one neutral. Let's also turn this one number 2. And let's turn this one any event. Oh wait, let's go back to trigger options and make sure we disable it first, because it's gonna have to be enabled. And of course, action is change house to spawn 1. Don't worry about the other players for now. We're just gonna make 1 and then we're gonna copy the rest. So spawn 1. And because we made it 2, we cannot forget to close its own trigger. So canon 1 owned by spawn 1, canon 1 owned by spawn 1. Close its own trigger. Yep. And now we're gonna attach these triggers to the building. So power 1 entered by spawn 1. So let's double click the building. And there we go. That's the one. Power 1 entered by spawn 1. So this is what's gonna happen. So this one is attached to this one. So this is what's gonna happen. It is enabled. It is entered by spawn 1 with an engineer. You can actually also use -1. It's just entered by anything, and since only engineers can enter buildings, you can like turn this one into special too, you know, or like spawn 1, or make special your ally. that can work too, of course, just to make things easier for you. But for now, I'm just gonna keep it with spawn 1. So entered by spawn 1, and then the house is going to be changed, and then disable trigger and enable trigger canon 1. So make sure we got that one, and then canon 1 owned by spawn 1 is activated. Then when that one's enabled, any event, so we'll trigger right away, spring immediately. And then it will change the house to spawn 1 and disable its own trigger again. Easy peasy. That's how you do it. So we gotta re-enable canon 1 owned by spawn 1 again, I believe. Yeah. No, wait, power 1. Yeah, because that one is disabled. So this is this is how you finalize a loop. Alright, so I'm gonna test it real quick in the game. I'm just gonna give myself an engineer. For testing, you can just double click it and give it to your own spawn. It doesn't work in maps. With multiplayer maps, you gotta make triggers to change something to an house. So remember that. Alright, let me test it out. Alrighty, spawn one. Bam! There we go, that worked. I might change the railgun. I'm not sure if I mentioned that already. Alright, so now I'm gonna copy each trigger 8 times. 7 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's a total of 8 for all 8 players. And the same one with the power one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, and so now let's save this and let's open it up in Notepad++. Alright, so let's work in here. When you right click the file name on the tab, you can clone the view, and now you have the same file, but you can just view different parts. So I want to have one look at tags and one look at triggers right now, just so that I can make sure everything is well organized. As you can tell, it is not, so I want to organize it first real good. So power 1, canon 1 is in between here, so we gotta put this line, let's Ctrl+X that and put it over here. There we go. Now this is neatly organized. Same with this one. Let's put this one where it belongs, right there. Alright, and now we can just get rid of all these clones real quick. So select the whole trigger section, press Ctrl+F, click the replace tab and type clone and the space. We also want to get rid of the space and replace with nothing. Make sure in selection is checked and replace all. Yeah, and then we do the same thing over here. Select it all and replace all. Alright, so Final Sun does not copy the repeating when the trigger repeats itself. So we gotta just do that real quick. You can just alt select, holding left alt on your keyboard and drag it, and then press 2. We'll go for all the lines, and then let's see, and then we can use alt+c. When you press alt+c, you get the column editor. So it's edit column editor, but I just press alt+c. Just press 1 1 because we want to start with 1. Just increase by 1 real quick, and you can even copy this, Ctrl+C, and just do the same thing over here. Copy it, select it like that, and then just paste it with Ctrl+V. And then since we have it still on our clipboard, we can do the same thing over here. Oh wait, I didn't get rid of all these clones. Clone. Okay, we still have that clipboard here. So let's do that. And this is just a name. We just made sure the names were right. So we can also have it right organized in Final Sun when we continue the editing. So this is all right now, and let's go to actions and events. Actions and events. This is Ctrl+F, by the way. Find Ctrl+F, Ctrl+F. So let's go to actions and events. Those are the 4 tags you need for triggers. Just triggers themselves. I'll show you in later chapters when we also put in the team types and the scripts and tasks force and all that. So that's gonna be fun. Let's just copy this event right here for copying purposes. And do we still have that thing on the clipboard? No. Okay. So let's just press alt+C, and it's already set to that one. So easy peasy. This is not right. No, because spawn 1 is 50. My bad. So you can start with 0. There we go.